100cc. Push start, and we are off and away on the first formation lap here at Zuera for the final time this afternoon. Let's go through the grid for you. Joiner and Bash, Viscal Garcia, Travis Anuto, Martin Van Leven, Christian Lundgaard, and the reigning junior world champion Logan Sargent out of 8. Tom Bale and Hannes Janka start on the 5th row of the grid. Pavo Tontere, Clement Novalak, Brinkman and Tieni on the 7th row. Noah Milel from Sweden, Sun Yuyang from China. Then it's Luka Lipka, Aubrey Pitts from nearby Portugal, the Swiss Lucas Legere, and the Russian Alexander Smolja. Varone from Argentina, the other Spaniard, Russo. Simon Olin from Sweden. Anthony Ganji has made it through in grid number 24 from New York, USA. Benjamin Lassen and Robin Sario. Felix Arnold, Taimur Komensashi from the United Arab Emirates. Javier Gonzalez from Mexico. Jacobo Genno. Alexander Gadouin. Pedro Hilbrand. Starting way back on grid number 32 in the 107 CRG. After not finishing the pre-final, the final row of the grid is Francois Bechamel and the boy from Finland who qualified fastest at last year's Junior World Championships, Konsta Lapalainen in the 117 TKART, the final spot on the grid. So Tom Joyner from England, he will set the pace. He starts on pole position. That Zanardi kart looks really good around this circuit. A little puff of smoke. Plenty of Panther fuel going through that 125cc Perilla engine. Heat going into the Vega control tyres. Bash is eager to get on with him. To get on with it, I should say. You just saw Bash look around to check that there was smoke coming out the exhaust of that Vortex engine. Indeed there was. Viscal, the smallest driver of the front few. In terms of height, that is an aerodynamic advantage here at Zuera. We get ready to go for this 18-lap final. The first round of the original kart European Championship for 2016 under the control of the pole sitter, Tom Joyner. He raised his hand there. We go racing though. Is Bash going to sweep through the outside? He's going to try it, but he does hold on to second place at least. Joyner did not make the best start, but he has just held on to the lead. Bent Viscal, the Dutchman, is in third spot. Bash up the inside. Oh, he had a big think about it, but there's no more front brakes on these karts anymore. They all go through the front first few corners without drama. Bash had a big look at Tom Joyner on turn number 3. Well, will he regret that, not making the move, or will he recover enough? Joyner just a little bit of correction, a little bit of opposite lock on the exit of turn number 7. A little bit of drift on the exit of the next corner. Bash looks behind him, only to find the Dutchman. Bent Viscal, Marta Garcia, she's holding 4th spot. So the girl from Valencia in Spain, let's see, can she win on her home bitumen here in Zuera? Bash is in the slipstream. Joyner knows it. He'll be able to hear that Vortex engine. Brilliant start by Logan Sargent. He's got past Marta Garcia. So the reigning junior world champion Logan Sargent from grid number 8 has made a dynamite start. There he is. The boy from Florida is in 4th place, having displaced Garcia. Let's see if she can respond. Bent Viscal in 3rd spot. This race is shaping up to be an absolute cracker. Bash a little bit wider that time than Joyner. Joyner very, very stiff and controlled on the steering wheel. That Zanardi cut, the steering wheel sits very, very far back. The angle is not quite, but it appears from some angles to be almost barely more than a 20-degree angle, almost NASCAR style he has it set up. The steering wheel of Bash being worked a little more as they come onto the straight. Bash is in the slipstream. There's Logan Sargent. There's Marta Garcia. She's in 5th, having been passed by the American 1 lap ago. Great start also by Christian Lundgaard, the reigning European junior champion. Now on the tail of Marta Garcia. Lundgaard in 6 spot as Bash goes through and takes the lead from Joyner. Well, this is almost a repeat of what happened in the pre-final as that was going on the very same moment. Sargent went through into 3rd place. So Sargent into 3rd, potentially on the podium. Garcia has gone through with him. So the pole leads the Brit, the American and the Spaniard. The Dane Christian Lundgaard in the Ricardo kart is in position number 5. Then the Birrell Art of Martin van Leeuwen. Ben Fiscal, the young Dutchman for KSM Racing. He's been the big loser out of all that. He's now back to 7th. This time, let's see if Joyner, can the Perilla have anything for the Vortex? He's in the slipstream. We take a look at the replay. There's Sargent going through for 3rd. Ben Fiscal getting hung out to dry. And just in front, Carol Bash took the lead and he's held onto it. There is Logan Sargent. Give him half a chance and he will be on the tail of the leaders. Lundgaard down the inside of Garcia. The Dane takes the Spaniard. Head down behind the steering wheel. Just as he did that, he gave a cheeky point ahead to Marta Garcia. She doesn't need to know that. She knows exactly what she's doing. She won't care that the front few are getting away. She just wants to pass the karts in front and get to the lead on her own terms. She will not be dictated to. But for the moment, she has to hold off in 5th spot because the Ricardo kart, here it comes. It is in 4th spot. It is Christian Lundgaard chasing down the American for Ricky Flynn Motorsport, Logan Sargent. The gap last time was 0.24 of a second. There's not much in it this time. Across the line, Joyner checks out the view behind. There's the American. Ben Fiscal back in 8th spot. So Fiscal has now lost a position to, you won't believe this, Pedro Hilbrand. I'm sure it is. It is Pedro Hilbrand. He has come from the clouds. The Spaniard, while we were watching the lead, has come from grid number 32 to be in 7th. Is there a problem with our timing? I don't think so. The 107 CRG from Spain is flying. Unbelievable stuff from Pedro. There he is. He's just taken Martin van Leeuwen. So Bash leads. Joyner in 2nd, having lost a little bit of time. That last time you can see it's out to 3 kart lengths. He won't be in the slipstream. There's Garcia behind Lundgaard. Martin van Leeuwen, can you believe the start from Pedro Hilbrand? Unbelievable from grid number 32. There he is. He's now the best placed CRG. He's in 6th, trying to chase down Marta Garcia as Lundgaard goes down the inside of Logan Sargent. What a race this is shaping up to be. Lundgaard's on the podium, but he has to go defensive. Sargent gives away to Marta Garcia. She won't cop any of that from either of the 2 boys in front of her. Lundgaard, Sargent, Garcia, and Pedro Hilbrand. He's come from Barcelona to come into this dice. How he can come from grid number 32, he's passed 20-odd karts in the opening 5 laps. Martin van Leeuwen in the Birrell Art. There's Garcia. Hilbrand has come from the next city to join into this battle. Unbelievable stuff from the Spaniard. There he is just behind Marta Garcia. Martin van Leeuwen. Hannes Janker also. Ben Fiscal. The Dutchman has dropped back to 9th, one ahead of Alexander Smoljar, who himself, Alexander, has made up 10 positions. There's Garcia going through. Just outside the top 10, Noah Millel in 11th spot as Garcia retakes the position. We said she's a ruthless driver, and you just saw it. She puts the Evo kart up through past Sargent, who loses 2 positions. This has been an unbelievable drive. Pedro Hilbrand from the 2nd back row of the grid. Oh, he seized it. Pedro Hilbrand. Well, it's only the 2nd engine failure we've seen this weekend. You saw it. That 125cc engine has failed. It was put under tremendous pressure. Well, that's a tragedy for the crowd here in Spain because Hilbrand was looking good for a podium. As we take a look at the replay, the rear end locking up. Martin van Leeuwen in the red and white Birrell Art. Very, very lucky to avoid the Spaniard. So that is a tragedy. Pedro Hilbrand drops down the order. Can see his CRG team despondently walking back to the pits. Their boy is out. Pedro Hilbrand, he gave us some entertainment for the first 6 laps at least. Only the second engine failure, as we mentioned, that we've seen the entire week. But it just happened to happen on lap 6 of the final. Carol Bash continues to lead from Tom Joyner. Christian Lundgaard, the young Dane, the reigning junior European champion. He's in 3rd spot in the Ricardo kart. There's Marta Garcia, just drifts the Evo kart on the ripple strip. The gap last time was 0.374 of a second between the reigning world champ and the 2013 world champion. Joyner just makes an adjustment on that carburetor. There goes Lundgaard through. So now the best place CRG is Hannes Jenker in the 105 kart going through. Fastest lap of the race last time round, Jacobo Genno, who's come from grid 30 to move up to 20th in the 121 kart. Vortex-powered Tony kart, Jacobo Genno from Italy. It's just on a 1 minute dead. We'll see if anyone can break into the 59-second bracket. They're just averaging just under 100 kilometres an hour average speed. The gap is 0.476 of a second from Carol Bash to Tom Joyner. Well, some would say that Joyner deserves the win here this weekend, but deserving and taking, it's 2 different things. Not to take anything away from Bash, there's still half the race to go as we click over 9 laps here in Zuera. Luka Lipkow just ahead of Clement Novalak. Varone goes through ahead of Javier Gonzalez. Jacobo Genno makes up another spot, getting past the Belgian Benjamin Lassen as Carol Bash takes a look behind him. You just saw Alexander Smoljar make the fastest lap of the race last time around. A 1 minute, 0.503. Oh, up the inside as Bash got a problem. He was slow out of that previous corner. Joyner saw the door open and has gone through. I'm not sure what happened there. Has Bash got a problem? He's now being caught by Lundgaard as well. That's surely not a driving error. Let's take a look at the replay. It was just too easy for the Englishman. Down the inside of turn number 6, Bash gave him room. Let's go back to the front. He's still in 2nd place. Joyner looks behind and says, was that a trick? There's Garcia in 3rd spot. Did the engine just starve for a little bit of fuel? I'm not quite sure. He's back up to speed as Sargent sets about capturing the podium with the fastest lap of the race down into the 1 minute, 0.4 bracket. Logan from Florida is 5th. The big gap to Marta Garcia in front of him. Well, Bash is just back up to speed. Maybe he just got a little bit of grit, a little bit of marbles on those Vega tyres. Nevertheless, your race leader is Tom Joyner. Dare I suspect that it was even a race tactic to let the Englishman lead, let him do all the work? I'm not quite sure because that leaves him vulnerable to Christian Lundgaard, the Dane in 3rd spot. Nevertheless, it is the Englishman Tom Joyner in the Zanardi kart who leads across the line as they start lap number 11 from Carol Bash. Lundgaard, there is Sargent. The boy from Florida is in 5th, desperately trying to chase down Marta Garcia in the Evo kart. She is in 4th spot and she's just done the fastest lap of the race. The times keep tumbling here at Zuera. This is where Bash was slow a few laps ago. And indeed, Lundgaard's closer than ever to the pole. Lundgaard, remember, Christian Lundgaard came from grid number 7 and is now up into 3rd. Closes up ever so slightly under brakes into turn number 6 and 7. Up through the right-hander. On this section, they touch 123 k's an hour right about there before braking for this right-hand corner. Down through the left-hander, 66 k's an hour through this corner, and then they start to wind it up. It's foot flat for this 400-metre section of circuit where they touch 141 kilometres an hour right there. flat out through turn number 1. There's Sargent. Holding off Hannes Janker, Ben Fiscal. Remember him? Remember the young Dutchman who started on grid number 3? Was pushed back to 9th. He's now recovered a little bit up into 7th spot. Ahead of Alexander Smolja. Good drive also from Noah Milel. The Swede is in 9th. Just ahead of Martin van Leven, the other Dutchman, who rounds out the top 10. So Noah Milel in the 132 cart. The Vortex-powered Cosmic cart. Of course, Noah is the nephew of the 1996 World Formula Super A champion, Johnny Misliovic. Appropriate that the KZ World Championships will be held in Sweden this year on the 20th anniversary of Johnny's victory that took place at Lonato in Italy 2 decades ago. As Joyner comes down the straight, looks behind him again, it's still the reigning world champion, Carol Bash, with 5 laps to go. It's a 4-cart freight train for the lead. Surely somebody is going to make the move. The gap is 0.162 of a second. You can see it. The Vortex, the Cosmic nose cone, is right on the back of the Zanardi cart. As Lundgaard loses a bit of time and comes under pressure from Marta Garcia. Well, is she going to wait or just make a move? Is she going to try and join in the battle for the lead? I think she's going to try and make a move immediately, if she can, on Christian Lundgaard, who seems to have lost a little bit of speed in this last half lap or so. Watch Marta Garcia here in Spain. Lundgaard goes defensive. Marta Garcia tries the outside of the Dane in the Ricardo kart. Tighter line from Bash. He's going to be in the slipstream of the Englishman. They reel off one more lap here at Zuera. Marta Garcia head down behind the steering wheel. She's in 4th. She's off the podium. She needs to pass the Dane. Christian Lundgaard to get up on the podium. There he is for the Ricardo kart team. Logan Sargent is too far back, surely, unless a mistake comes from one of these front 4 drivers. 3.5 laps remaining for this, the opening round of the European Championships from Zuera International Circuit in the Aragon region of northern Spain. Joyner works the steering wheel. He qualified fastest. He took 2 heat wins. He won the pre-final. You would say he's on his way to victory, but he's got the reigning world champion all over the back of the rear bumper of his Zanardi kart. There is Lundgaard in 3rd. Garcia on the tail of the Dane. Of course, Christian Lundgaard, son of the 2000 European Rally champion, Henrik Lundgaard. Garcia in the slipstream. Works the steering wheel. They do not lift through turn 1, 135 k's an hour as they break into turn number 2. Through the left-hander, here's a good passing opportunity for Carol Bash. Down the inside, he's done it. Brilliantly done from the reigning world champion. Can the Englishman respond? Indeed he can. Up the inside comes Tom Joyner. Oh, Bash is going to try and take it back. Christian Lundgaard and Marta Garcia are right behind him. Bash gives him a touch. Joyner knows him is there. Bash down the inside. Here comes Lundgaard. Lundgaard touches with Joyner. They're side by side. Garcia's going to try and follow through. Lundgaard is now off the podium. What a race we are witnessing. Here comes Marta Garcia. The girl from Valencia is now in 2nd. Christian Lundgaard is 3rd. And Tom Joyner is off the podium. Logan Sargent, he's in 5th, the reigning junior world champion. He wants a piece of this as well. Logan Sargent from Florida in 5th, desperate to get on the podium. We've got a lap and a half remaining here at the Zuera International Circuit. Can you believe it? Joyner, who's dominated much of the weekend. He took pole. He took the first 2 heats. He won the pre-final with a lap and a half to go. He's not even on the podium. Carol Bash is on his way to victory because he's got 0.7 of a second from Marta Garcia Lopez. The girl from Valencia in Spain in the Evo kart is in 2nd. She went round the outside of the 2013 world champion a lap ago. Joyner, can he respond? Unbelievable stuff here. The opening round of the European OK Championships. Garcia a little bit wide. They round the final few turns for the second to last time. Carol Bash, the reigning world champion, surely on his way to victory. He's got 1,700 metres to go. Lungard right on the tail of Garcia. Will he make a move now or into turn number 4? Here comes the Dane. Up the inside, here he goes. Christian Lungard. Oh, nicely done. Tom Joyner. Is this his opportunity to at least take the podium? Lungard blocks down the inside. Garcia tries the high line. Here comes Joyner. Logan Sargent is not out of this. As for the race winner, forget about it. Carol Bash is on his way for victory. This is the battle for second spot. Lungard blocks down into turn number 6. Garcia. Here comes Sargent round the outside. Joyner touches the back of Garcia. Bash, there's the gap. This is the fight for second. Sargent over the back of Joyner. Oh! Joyner's climbed up over the back of Garcia. Joyner, the 2013 world champion, he's out. Carol Bash on his way to victory. The checkered flag comes out for the reigning world champion. Carol Bash has won the most unbelievable final here in Spain. Bash has won it. Lungard is second, and Marta Garcia Lopez from Valencia in Spain has taken the final step of the podium. Wow, the OK regulations for 2016, don't tell me they won't work. We have just seen one of the best international European Championship races you will ever see. Carol Bash, the reigning world champion. Remember, in the first heat yesterday, he only finished in position number 16. So we take a look at the highlights of this race. It was Tom Joyner. Qualified fastest. He won 2 heats. He won the pre-final, and he led off the start. Bash in second spot for the first few laps, and then he made his move. There was Sargent in the top 3. Marta Garcia, she came charging through. Christian Lungard also a brilliant drive from the Dane to eventually get up onto the podium. Marta Garcia, brilliant drive from her. Carol Bash. We lost Pedro Hiltbrand early on. This was the move past, or the repassing from Tom Joyner on Carol Bash. Bash didn't stay in second for long. The driver from Poland going on to take a fantastic victory. With a lap and a half to go, the race exploded into life. Bash down the inside of Joyner. Lungard round the outside. Here comes Marta Garcia. She went through on the Dane. For a brief moment, Lungard was off the podium. Joyner went from first to second to third to fourth. The 2013 world champion did not end up finishing the race. Classified in 23rd at the end. This battle for second gave Carol Bash the lead he needed, winning by 2.4 seconds in the end. Christian Lungard slides that Ricardo car through into second spot. Joyner, Garcia, Bash had too great a lead. This was the move. Joyner climbs up over the back of Marta Garcia, spins, and he's out. Garcia held on to third spot under immense pressure from the reigning junior world champion, Logan Sargent, who was not happy crossing the line. Carol Bash has taken the win in the first round of the European Championships from Christian Lungard. Marta Garcia Lopez was third, Logan Sargent fourth. How about Hannes Janka? Give credit to the German. He was fifth. From Viscal, Smolja, Noah Millel. Well done, Noah, finishing eighth ahead of Clement Novalak and Martin van Leven rounding out the top 20. Tom Joyner, such is motorsport. Fastest qualifier, 2 heat wins, pre-final win, led for much of the final. But we flick over the page and we see the 2013 world champion classified 23rd. Unbelievable stuff here at the Zuera International Circuit. An amazing finish to this opening round of the European Championships here at the Zuera International Circuit. The national anthem of Poland will ring out here at the Zuera International Circuit. The flag of Denmark will also fly, and expect plenty of support on the